hope that everyone is staying safe and healthy and that you're having a great week. So today I wanted to chat a little bit about our inner critics. We've been having some great discussion about it this week. So do we know what our inner critic is? It's that little critical inner voice of negative thought that can turn us against ourselves and even people that we love. So how do we shut up this voice just like that? Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. So we can be our own worst critics, can't we? Or are we? What is our inner critic? We each have a critical inner voice that can be pretty destructive if you think about it. Our inner critic can cause us to hurt as well as warn us against others. Our critical voice can say things like, nothing will go right. You can't handle this. You have nothing to offer. Now, why the heck do we even have an inner critic? It's the voice in our head telling you what you've done wrong. It can sometimes be helpful, but most of the time, it just really is destructive and destroys your self-esteem. It's a combination of past expectations as well as other people who were critical of you. You still have those expectations weighing down on you and those people's comments stuck in your head. It might have been a situation where your parents compared you to your siblings or being bullied as a kid. The gist of it is that these voices aren't yours. So we need to shut them up or quiet them in order for you to be able to really hear yourself. So how do we do that? Well, I have 4 tips for you that I want to go over today. So tip number 1 is give your critic a name. Now, I've found with myself as well as working with other women that giving your critic a name helps you to start to detach from it. I, as well as some people that I've worked with, we call it our gremlin. I know this might sound a little wacky, but you're not going to start getting into conversations with your inner voice. The point of doing this is just starting to detach from it and recognize that it's not you. It's completely separate from you. To help you disassociate from your inner critic so you can start to invite more positivity in. Tip number 2, try and be less criticizing of things that you do by actually trying to sympathize. So look at things from a different perspective. If you're less critical, then that inner critic isn't able to chime in and add to the criticism, right? For example, instead of saying, I really suck at this, and create an opportunity for your inner critic to throw a barrage of criticism your way, instead try saying something like, this apparently isn't one of my strengths, but I can add it to my list of experiences. Tip number 3, be compassionate with yourself. Would you say the things that you're saying to yourself, your inner critic is saying in your head, to someone else like your partner, your spouse, your child, or your parent? Likely not, right? When that voice starts to get going, take a deep breath and think about those statements in a compassionate way. Tip number 4, an effective way to shut up your inner critic is to recognize and celebrate all your wins and accomplishments. It doesn't matter how small, just recognize that you've done it and celebrate it. The idea here is really to highlight your accomplishments so you're less likely to pay attention or give so much fuel to your failures, your challenges, or setbacks. Okay, so how are we feeling about shutting up our inner critic now? I hope that you found these tips and this discussion helpful. I would love to hear your thoughts, what resonates with you, and if you try any of these tips, how did it go? Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.